aspect of the character and make it believable, make it appealing, make it irresistible.
Price truly had found his niche as an actor. When he returned to Hollywood after a year in Angel Street, that irresistible air of wickedness would cling to him forever.
I am a stranger here. I'm not like these thousands of souls.
Fresh from his success on Broadway, 31-year-old Vincent Price returned to Hollywood for his first truly complex film role. The skeptical imperial prosecutor in 20th Century Fox's The Song of Bernadette.
Put your hand in mine and promise me that you will not go to the grotto again.
That I cannot promise, monsieur.
Let me remind you that I am the imperial prosecutor.
I know, monsieur. You told me that before.
Now listen carefully, Bernadette. In the next room is Jacome. He is cruel and mean. If you refuse me, I will be forced to turn you over to him. I can promise you it will be horrible. He will have you cringing and crying in no time.
Over the next few years, Fox kept Price busy, casting him in diverse character roles in a series of high-profile films.
I loved you. And I'm still in love with you.
That's a tribute.
And I always will be. Remember that.
Is that a threat?
But I must tell you frankly, Francis, that on our charts at headquarters, I'm sorry to say that your convert rate is the lowest.
I suppose missionaries differ in their individual capabilities.
Oh, surely no one doubts your capabilities, Francis. It's just in the way you do things. I was about to tell you, I also read palms. I cook, I swallow swords, I mend my own socks, I never eat garlic or onions. What more can you want of a man?
Co-starring Gene Tierney and Dana Andrews, the murder mystery Laura would become a film classic and one of Price's personal favorites.
I remember kneeling on the floor, feeling her heart. My first instinct was to call the police. Why didn't you? I don't know. Or rather, I was afraid, not only for myself, but for Laura.
But it was the dark and seductive villain Price played in the 1946 Gothic thriller Dragonwyck that began to establish the actor's sinister screen persona.
Shall I tell you what you want to know? Brace yourself. Prepare to have your God-fearing, farm-bred, prayer-fighting morality shaken to its core. See, I have become what is vulgarly known as a drug addict.
Price received top billing in his next film, Shock.
I could give her insulin shock treatment. Shock treatment's indicated in a case like hers. I could give her 4 injections.
Although produced as a B movie, Shock was so successful that it was elevated to A houses, proving the actor could carry a picture. But as Vincent's career shifted into high gear, his marriage to Edith seemed to go off track.
They both went out to Hollywood. His career skyrocketed. Hers did not do as well. There were other strains on the marriage, and it fell apart.
In 1948, after 10 years of marriage, Vincent and Edith were divorced.
Price's divorce from Edith Barrett was a very difficult one. He was especially unhappy about the fact that he wasn't permitted to see his son very much because the boy, who was only 8 at the time, went to live with his mother.
But the attractive 38-year-old actor didn't remain single for long. In October of 1949, Price announced publicly that he had been married for more than a month. His second wife was accomplished stage and film costume designer Mary Grant.
Mary complimented Vincent. Vincent complimented Mary because they were both involved in art. Mary was, to look at her, very prim and very proper, but underneath she had a wicked sense of humor.
And it was a wonderful, I think, changing point for him because he'd been married to Edie, and he had not traveled very much. And all of a sudden he found that he was with this woman who had the same amount of curiosity as he did.
Mary and Vincent's Benedict Canyon home soon became a showcase for their eclectic collection of both modern and primitive art.
Vincent's house was a very joyous place, and it was full of abstract art, abstract expressionists, and action figures. I saw my first Franz Klein, my first Jackson Pollock, It just tore my head off. Abstract art hadn't gotten to museums yet, so it was just, if you were lucky enough to see a collector like Vincent, you would see it.
By the early 1950s, Price was not only a well-established character actor, he was becoming equally famous for his knowledge of art.
The $64,000 challenge.
In a few years, he would even appear as a contestant on the popular television quiz show, The $64,000 Challenge.
All right, you're the challenger, Vincent. You go first. This is great artists. This is $1,000, Vincent. Your great artist designed the incomparable bell tower in Florence in 1334. Giotto is right for $1,000.
Millions of viewers tuned in each Sunday. As my mom says, it looks like you were a basketball star. It was like you were Michael Jordan during the NBA Finals walking down the street. My dad always felt the best thing about that was that he would get letters from museum directors saying, since you started doing this show, museum attendance has doubled, and he would promote the arts.
Following the example of civic responsibility set by his parents, in 1951, Price accepted an invitation from the students of East Los Angeles College to lecture on the aesthetic responsibilities of the citizen. He was so impressed by the spirit of the largely Hispanic student body that he donated 90 pieces of his art collection to the college, along with the monies to support it. Price had left 20th Century Fox when his contract expired and began to take advantage of his freelance status, expanding his repertoire beyond suave, sophisticated bad guys. He showed a flair for comedy and Champagne for Caesar, a spoof on TV quiz shows which foreshadowed his own game show experience.
If we take them divinely off the show, people who listen to our show wouldn't like the idea. If they don't like the idea, they won't listen to our show. If they don't listen to our show, our sales will drop to nothing and we will lose money. I hope I did that central idea.
Price also co-starred with the beautiful Jane Russell in two popular films, His Kind of Woman and The Las Vegas Story. They would become lifelong friends.
A beautiful picture. Moonlight, sagebrush, my wife was a stranger. An old friend. The desert is giving up its secrets.
Like, we did an advocation like this if you watch Jane. We've seen some always very sophisticated arts. So that's what you expected. And this outcome is absolutely hysterical. He was sarcastic and brittle and wonderful.
But it was another thriller that struck a chord with audiences. Filmed in 1953 in the new 3D process, House of Wax was a spine-tingling success and sparked a new interest in the horror film genre. Price had a field day as a demented sculptor who dips his victims in boiling wax to create lifelike additions to his material. Over the next 5 years, the multi-talented actor appeared in such films as the tongue-in-cheek Son of Sinbad and Cecil B. DeMille's epic The Ten Commandments. But he couldn't escape audiences' enthusiasm for the horror pictures.
With everyone in the theater, hold on family to receive, please.
In 1958, Price co-starred in The Fly as the brother of an unlucky scientist whose experiments in matter transference mix his atoms with those of a common housefly.
It would be unfair at this time to show you any more of what went on in that laboratory where a man actually dared to play God. You saw the fire? Where?
It's in a lamp. Mine is what's good. By the bench in the garden.
You sure?
Oh, yes.
The terrorizing trend continued when the director William Castle cast Price in back-to-back chillers.
I'm Vincent Price, and you're invited to my party in the house on Haunted Hill, where so far the ghosts have murdered only 7 people. So won't you come and make it 8? Using human heads without bodies. Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
Castle's films utilized a showman's gimmicks to surprise and shock the audience.
I wouldn't have it. I feel obligated to warn you about next track and see if it's there. The picture is painted, which I direct. The first time in motion picture history, members of the audience, including you, will actually play a part in the picture. You will feel somebody's physical reaction, the shocking sensation experienced by the actors on the screen.
Audiences loved being scared by him. Soon the likable and urbane Vincent Price was being celebrated as the heir apparent of legendary screen monsters Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi. At the age of 49,